All right, guys, welcome back. Bear down, and the big news today: Jaquan Brisker is going to continue to be injured on concussion protocol for a while, and Andrew Billings has had surgery on his torn pectoral, which makes him out for the year. So, with that terrible news, I said before the trade deadline, I said it 2 weeks before the trade deadline, our biggest need was defensive tackle. We've played better than anticipated before the year started, but our run defense has been terrible. Now with Big Bill out, that's a glaring hole on this team. That is absolutely terrible. Let me just put me down here at the corner for a minute. Here's Big Bill. Andrew Billings has been heaven sent for us. As most of you know, he signed a 2-year extension, $8 million, the end of last year. So we have him at the top left. I know it's kind of small. Top left, you can see we have him for 24 and 25. So we do have him next year. But we absolutely need to draft a defensive tackle with next year's draft class. It's one of the best defensive tackle classes in a long time. Defensive tackle, defensive end. This is a stacked class. So in my mock drafts, in fact, I might re-release the mock draft that I put out before. I did one during the bye week, but the sound was off. I had to delete it. Some of you got to see it, but very few. But top right there, Brad Biggs, who's one of the leading Bears breaking news. Bears coach Matt Eberflus says defensive tackle Andrew Billings' pectoral muscle will have surgery. He's out for the remainder of the season. So that was earlier today. Excuse me. This is Big Bill. This is how he's been with us. You can see he started with Cincinnati, then to Cleveland, then Las Vegas, now us the last couple years. We signed him to a 1-year deal last year. Had a very a good year, and really came out the gate this year stronger than before. Really played better than last year. He's kind of calmed down as the season's gone along. He hasn't been as dominant as he was in the beginning of the year, but very good presence for us, absolutely. Not the most amazing on run defense. You can see that 50 grade right there in the middle. We still need help with our run defense. Zach Pickens came back from injury and actually looked really good on both his pass rush and his run defense. So it gives me a little bit of optimism. In fact, let's go to the rest of the team. This is what we have left. Move me up again. Got to keep moving around. This is what we got. Here's the main 4 defensive tackles, 5 if you count Andrew Billings. But he's out now. I know that's small at the bottom of the screen. But I want you guys to look far right, PRP and win percentage. You want those numbers to be a little bit higher than what we have them. Zach Pickens, very limited. You can see it's only 29 total snaps, 1 game worth. He had 3 pressures, which was really good. 1 tackle, no missed tackles, a 13.6 PRP. That's PFF's pressure rating metric. So this is skewed. It's just 1 game. It's not. You need more of a sample size, but 27.3 pass rush win rate. That's huge. If Zach Pickens comes out playing like that the entire season, I mean, that's dominant. That's top of the league type of stuff. So it's not going to stay that high, but it is a good flash in the pan to see what we've got. His tackling grade high, run defense a little bit low, but his pressure rate extremely high. So Andrew Billings, if you look at the little PRSH right below Chris Williams, the one in red, his left arm, right below there, Andrew Billings, his pressure rate for the entire year, 78.6. So really solid. Having a really good year. So we're going to miss him. Gervon Dexter out the gate, having a very solid season, and then he's slowed down as well. So this defensive front, these defensive tackles really need to pick it up if the Bears want to have any chance of being competitive for a playoff run. We've got 3 home games. I think a lot of people have heard that from me on my short. We got 3 home games in a row. That's a big opportunity for the Bears. I know everyone's doom and gloom from being 4-4. That is frustrating. I get that. But we are a young team, and we got 3 home games in a row, so a big opportunity to go 7-4. That's what I want to see out of us. We need to beat the Packers. We need to beat the Vikings. And we definitely need to beat the Patriots. So here's what we got. Gervon Dexter, Chris Williams, Zach Pickens, Byron Cowart. What do I think the Bears are going to do? I think they're going to stand pat. I think they're going to stand pat with these 4 guys, and they're going to be happy with it, and they're going to do that. But you have to have depth. If one of these other guys goes down, we're in trouble. So here's just a couple options to look at. Let me just take me completely off the screen, guys. Right now, Deshaun Mallory is on the Bears practice squad. So here's option number 1, and I think this is most realistic of what the Bears will do. They'll just hold him in the wings right there. You can see at the very bottom, the NFL preseason. He had a decent preseason for us. Just not a lot of pressures, but his tackling was good, and his run defense was good. So that's a good sign for us. A 75.9 run defense grade is really solid. But that's preseason, so it doesn't equate to what it would be like in the NFL. And you can see up top, in the middle there, his college numbers. He was an undrafted free agent for the Bears this year, 6'2", 280. You can see his college years, very good run defender. So that's option number one. And I think it's the most realistic option of what the Bears will go with. At being able to shore up depth is keeping Deshaun Mallory. For those who didn't see earlier, there were a couple roster moves that happened today. Darrington Evans was added to the Bears practice squad to help shore up our running back room. And Amir Speed was added to the 53-man roster to be able to shore up the defensive backs for the upcoming game. So that was the corresponding moves today. But Deshaun Mallory is option number one. Option number two, I'm going to go and show you guys Juwan Briggs. He was from Cincinnati Bearcats, played with Virginia first, then transferred. You look at his college numbers here in the middle. 6'2", 297, and I think he would be a great option to be able to bring up if we need to. He's on the practice squad with the Browns now, so we would have to take him and sign him to the active 53-man roster. You can't take him from practice squad to practice squad. You have to sign someone from a practice squad to the active roster, and you have to play at least 4 games with him. So he's got to be here at least 4 games if we did that. He was signed in the 7th round, 244th overall from the Browns. And he had a good preseason, and you can see his college numbers were decent as well. He's got a little bit. He can go vertical and lateral, so he's a good option to be able to stop the run and be able to get some pressure as well. So I like Juwan Briggs. I think he would actually be a good fit ahead of like Chris Williams on the team right now, but he's not as proven as Chris Williams is, and Chris Williams has the history with Ryan Poles, so that's not going to happen. I just like Juwan Briggs as a prospect, and right now on the Browns practice squad, we could steal him, and that might be where we have to be looking, because Ryan Poles showed he's not going to do anything this season. He's going to stand pat and wait till next draft. He's going to let the team develop this year, is basically what he proved at the trade deadline. He didn't make any big moves. We traded away Khalil Herbert. That's all we did. And so it wasn't, hey, we're going to go shore up the offensive line. We're going to shore up the guards. We're going to shore up our tackles. And I can do a video like this on tackles that I like from practice squads too. But I think Theo Benedict would probably get a shot before anybody else. And obviously we still have, we want our guys to get healthy. The news today was that they were both, Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright are both progressing from their injuries. So I think they both might be fine this week. We'll see it later in the week. Injury reports, so we can do one of those. But this is about the defensive tackles, and I think Juwan Briggs would be a great player if we decide to go that route. If we have to sign someone off a practice squad, this is someone for you guys to keep your eyes on, because I think he would be coveted by many teams to be able to give them a shot if they want to steal a player from the practice squad. So I think that's someone that could be on the Bears' radar. But as it stands right now, these are the 4 guys that we have: Jervon Dexter, Chris Williams, Zach Pickens, Byron Cowart. And I'm going to try to be, just going to cross my fingers, try to be a little bit optimistic about Zach Pickens in year 2, that he can make that leap, progress. His run defense was a strength last year. In one game this year, it didn't show up, but he's coming back from his injury. And I'm hopeful that he can keep up that pass rush pressure, that he can continue to do a good job there, and be able to add to that his run defense from last year. That would be the hope. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment. Let me know what you think about our defensive line, specifically the defensive tackles, now that we have a major injury with Andrew Billings. That's a blow. That is a serious blow to this team. I don't like it at all. I'm not happy about it. I can't do anything about it. Hopefully we can just fill in and do okay, but I'm not real super excited that we didn't make a move at the deadline when we had one of our main guys on the defensive line go down. So with that, we'll have more coming out tomorrow. I will have the preview for the Patriots, and we'll be getting into the game this weekend. It's a must-win. This is really a must-win, in my opinion. So with that, dabears and bear down.